So if you don't know anything about me and this is the first video you're seeing, hi, I'm Eusebius. I have multiple mental illnesses, although the most prominent ones are OCD, GAD, and a psychotic disorder. And I've spent my time in multiple mental hospitals, and I'm going to be talking about one in particular that I think is very interesting, one thing that happened. So, when I was in my second mental hospital stay, I remember there was this new patient, and I think I've talked about him before. I'm gonna call him Little K. Little K was a very interesting person. He was this small 11-year-old, I think it was. Granted, this is when I was a teenager. He was this, he was this little 11-year-old, but he had the personality of a I'm gonna be honest. He acted like an 11-year-old, but he was a lot more. I get things mixed up, but he's a lot more vulgar when it came to how normal 11-year-olds were. And one of the strange things was I was considered to be a good patient. I was a good patient because I would do things like participate in group therapy. We had this thing where it was around Thanksgiving, so we made a tree out of cardboard and we had to staple on leaves that said, "Oh, this is what I'm grateful for." I would participate in that, and I basically did the whole thing single handedly, or not really, but me and the therapist did it together, but all the other patients didn't want to. I was also considered for an interview because a bunch of med school students came over to the hospital, and the head doctor was like, "Hey, Eusebius is pretty good. He has a lot of insight on what's happening, and he is actually here and actually is participating. So why not use him as a good person to be interviewed for these med students?" And I was considered to be a good patient, although I didn't. If I'm being completely honest, they didn't teach me anything new. I knew everything that they already taught me from my other mental hospital stay, and I've been delving in really deep on studies and mental health books and stuff like that. So, yeah, I knew a lot to begin with, and it didn't really teach me anything new. It was a good refresher, though. But back to the main point. I was considered a good patient, and because I was considered a good patient, Little K, who was in a room with somebody else, and that person was discharged. And so Little K came to my room, where we would be roommates for a couple days. And one of the strange things was, I was considered a good patient, and Little K was considered a troublesome patient. That's not to say that all of us didn't have our own troubles going on, but Little K was a very, very defiant person. I think I made a video about him talking about the black leprechaun situation, which if you don't know, I'm gonna get into it right now. I don't really care. So, to start off the story, you need to know three people: me, Eusebius, Little K, and another patient named, I'm not gonna say his actual name. I'm gonna call him Lex. So these Little K and Lex were always fighting with each other. Whether it be, oh, I don't know, you did this with the basketball during free time, or, oh, you didn't do 100 push-ups when you said you do 100 push-ups, or, oh, this football team isn't the same as this football team. They were both little kids, and they both were very vulgar and fought like little kids. And Little K threw a fit saying that, oh, Luther, not Lex, Lex, he called me a black leprechaun. But when Lex was confronted by the staff, Lex was like, "I'm Irish. Why would I make fun of someone for, why would I make some fun of someone's heritage if I'm of that heritage?" And it was a very, it was very weird. There was a weird air there was a weird aura that kind of permeated around the hospital from that point onward. Luther, I keep saying Luther. I get the inspiration for Lex after Lex Luthor, so technically I could say either one and it's referring to the same person. But Lex would be on one side of the courtyard, and then there's a little courtyard with like a basketball hoop, and then like fenced off walls, and then on the other side there was another building, and we had group in both of those buildings, but in this building we also had lunch, and in this building we slept. So there was a courtyard in between, and little K and another patient where it was just standing with their faces pressed up against the door, going like this, and Lex was with me on the other side of the courtyard. We're just looking at her, just like, huh, that's just very, very. I mean, well, you can't expect more from an 11-year-old, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, I probably was way worse when I was 11 years old. But, yeah, I mean, in my stay in the mental hospital, there were very strange things that happened. Little K would often go, AK-47, Glock 11, Glossy 9, or something like that. And he would constantly say it. Then again, in my first mental hospital stay, there was also another kid who would keep singing something. It was another patient. I'm not going to say his name, but he would do this song from Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I think it is. Dream, 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 dream. Something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, mental hospitals are weird. Really, really, really weird. And getting back to the point, because I was a good patient, little K was moved to my room, and the staff was asking me, "Hey, Eusebius, is this okay with you? I mean, you're gonna be a positive influence if you're able to, if you're able to be roommates with little K." And I debated it for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I can. Maybe I can, be a positive influence. I really don't know. And we didn't spend that much time together because I was discharged like a day later. So we didn't spend too much time together, but I would like to believe that I actually tried my best to try and express the fact that there are limits, and limits you need to abide by. You can't just go around flipping off people that you don't like. You have to have a conversation with them, a dialogue. You have to solve whatever you can and try to move forward from that. You can't just be obsessed over the past. I know it's hard to not be obsessed over the past. Take it from me. I have an obsessional mind from my OCD, and I obsess over small details that don't matter. But you just have to learn to let go. That's what my psychiatrist keeps trying to teach me. You have to learn to let go. And I tried to teach little K that. I don't know if he got the message, but regardless, I tried. And I rambled on for a very long time. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. If you are in an emergency, I have emergency links down below. And you can also DM me. And that's it. Ahui ho, malama pono. Shoot!